Hello, everybody, and welcome to my 2020 Senate election prediction with 1 week in the race to go. Thank you guys for joining me. This is going to be my 1 week left in the race. Officially, we do have, let's say, 7 days, 6 hours left, but I consider that a week left. So let's just get right to it. Let's get right to the safe states. I'm probably going to go over more of the lean and tilt states, which is what I do pretty much every video. So safe states are for the Democrats: Oregon, Illinois, Delaware, Rhode Island, and New Jersey. Rhode Island and Massachusetts, getting them to 40, while safe Republican states are what you'd expect: Kansas and Iowa. Kansas is not exactly safe. Trying to be super fair. I'm pretty sure Mississippi's safe. I know some people think otherwise. I'll consider it safe election though. Okay, so 40 to 41. Let's keep going. Likely states for the Democrats. So obviously, New Jersey I would consider a likely Democrat state, as well as New Hampshire and New Mexico are all going to be likely Democrat states. Actually, let me think about New Mexico. Yeah, I'll go with New Mexico as a likely Democrat state for this election. Right now, it's characterized as lean in RCP, but they usually tend to be underestimated, Democrats in the southwestern states. So I do think that I'm pretty sure it's Lou John will win the state, will win the Senate race. Now for like the Republican seats are Alaska, Chris Kobach in Kansas, Tommy Tuberville in Alabama, and Lindsey Graham in South Carolina. Lindsey Graham. I'm sorry, I completely forgot about Virginia. Anyway, that's a likely state. With Lindsey Graham in South Carolina, some people think it's a closer state against Jamie Harrison. He'll end up winning by 10 to 15 points. Take it to the bank. 7 days away. So now let's get right to this interesting stuff right now. With lean Democrat states, is going to be Colorado and Minnesota are going to be lean Democrat states, as well as I'll leave Maine out of it for now. So that's 46 Democrats in the Senate. This is the first flip for the Democrats of the night, I'm pretty sure, taking Cory Gardner's seat. Pretty much Republicans have given up on that seat. It's kind of a lost hope for the Republicans. So Cory Gardner most likely will lose his seat to Hickenlooper, but not by a large margin, by a lean margin. Probably the last Republican senator in Colorado for a while. Anyway, let's get to the lean Republican states, and then we'll discuss all the tilts. So Montana's a lean Republican state. Steve James has pretty much solidified his lead in Montana over Steve Bullock. He'll end up winning by around 7 to 8 points. He's up by around 3 to 4 right now, but that lead will spread out. Also, both of Georgia's elections with Loeffler, and I know the runoff, because the Democrats up a lot in the runoff right now, which is why it doesn't look good for them. But after the runoff, the Republican will win, because that's just basically where the spread of the rest of the vote goes. And then John Cornyn in Texas, he could be likely. I'll leave it as lean for now. I'm going to have one more Senate prediction, I think, until the election, but it may change. Recent polls have him up 7 to 8 points, so he's guaranteed that seat. And I think I'm going to leave it there. So I think the remaining 4 seats are going to be the closest seats in the 2020 election. Iowa, Maine, 5 seats actually. Iowa, Maine, North Carolina, Arizona, and Michigan, 4 of which are Republican-held seats. So that should be a bit scary for the Republicans, that 4 out of the 5 are held by Republicans. But let's get right to tilt Democrat. Right now, I'm going to give Michigan to Gary Peters over John James. And I had John James winning before. That was kind of my upset win with Michigan. I have changed my mind a little bit on that. I do think that Gary Peters will pull it off. I think that John James could narrow up the lead a lot. Peters may end up winning by 1 to 2 points, but he will end up winning in my mind at the moment. Also, Arizona. Mark Kelly will end up winning in Arizona, a state that's dramatically shifted towards the Democrats and Democrat leadership, electing Kirsten Sinema in 2018. Clinton even had a very close race with Trump in 2016. And Mark Kelly is dominating in the polls right now. If this goes on the same trends as they usually do, where people in Arizona are usually underestimated Democrats, then Mark Kelly will win the state, maybe by larger than tilt. However, I don't see him winning by 9 points. So I see him winning the state, but just not at 9 points. But if it is underestimated, then he'll win by a lot more. However, my gut tells me he's just going to win by a little bit. And I'm going to go with my gut. So let's switch back to Republican states. Iowa. Joni Ernst is going to win in Iowa. Recent polling shows her up 1 to 2 points in the state. She'll probably end up winning by 2 or 3 points. It could be characterized as lean for Republicans, but I'll leave it in the tilt section just because of the polls at the moment. No, Teresa Greenfield is not up 5 points in Iowa. That's not true. So please don't be lured into that. Teresa Greenfield is not up 5 points in Iowa. Okay. Joni Ernst will win that seat. She's popular there. She won by around 8 points in 8.5 points in 2018 or 2014, actually. Excuse me. Anyway, I do see Tom Tillis winning in North Carolina as well, beating Cal Cunningham. First of all, the polls have narrowed up dramatically. I did a recent video on this where I talked about it. North Carolina's narrowed up. It could be because of that texting scandal with Cal Cunningham. Also, Tom Tillis is the incumbent, and the polls narrow up in favor of Republicans usually as the election approaches. So, recent polling suggests it's about a tie in North Carolina, according to Rasmussen Reuters. ECU has Cunningham up 1. Polls usually underestimate Republicans in North Carolina. Tillis will probably win by around 1 to 2 points and retain his Senate seat. Now, as for Maine, so I have Republicans keeping control of the Senate. This is a tough Senate race election year for the Republicans, but they will manage to hold on to a lot of these seats that are very close. Now, for Maine, it's Susan Collins versus Sarah Gideon. And I see the winner of this race going to, because this is probably going to be one of the closest races in my mind, Susan Collins. I see Susan Collins pulling this race off. Keep this in mind. She won by 40 points in 2014. Now, I don't doubt that her approval rating has lowered a lot in Maine. First of all, probably due to how partisan government has gotten. But there has not really been much polling data from Maine. I think as the election gets closer, they're going to have a few polls coming out of there. She might be up by 1 or 2, or Gideon may be up by 1 or 2, but she's going to end up pulling the state off. She's a very tactical politician. She's very good with, she's very good with connecting to people, especially in Maine. She's had that seat for a while, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure when she first got it. I know she's been there since 2008 at least, but I'm not entirely sure when she was first elected. But I see her retaining that seat. So Republicans maintaining a majority in the Senate, 52 to 48. They've held this majority now since 2014. And they'll keep it at least until 2022. So this is the Republican or 2020 Senate map with 1 week in the election left to go. We have 1 week to go, and it's getting surreal. People are getting anxious. I'm getting a bit anxious. But here we go. 2 years, we'll have a new Senate. But obviously it's important each election because they have control of the policy for 2 years, at least the legislative branch. So thank you for watching. Thank you for 60 subscribers. I mentioned this in the last video. I'll probably keep mentioning it, but thank you so much. Thank you. I really hope you enjoy my videos. Please, if you disagree with me, post or comment in the comments, and I'll do my best to get back to you on why I have my opinion, or maybe I'll change my mind on something. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It hit 60. That's pretty good, at least for me. My first YouTube channel. I opened this YouTube channel in June, so it's grown a bit since then, and I really appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day and enjoy the video.